Ukrainian defense lines in North Kharkiv is so bad that Russians just go across it. The Ukrainian defense line is like James Harden in the old days. You can just go across him, he will just stand there and watch. Look at this picture. This is Ukrainian defense line near Lyptsi. You can see that the concrete defense line is half finished. You have 12 months to do it, and this is what you got? Come on, this is supposed to be finished in 12 days. If I find a Chinese company to do this, we do it in 12 hours, plus a statue of Zelensky next to it. That's the spirit you need. This picture is taken by Russian soldiers when they captured the village Hatishin, north of Kharkiv. The Russian soldiers said it was so easy. There's no defense line, no minefields, we just walk in.
Auf Stahnsdorf vor. Der Feind operiert jetzt am nördlichen Stadtrand zwischen Frohnau und Pankow und im Osten ist der Feind bis zur Linie Lichtenberg-Marsdorf-Karlshorst gelangt.
Mit dem Angriff Steiners wird das alles in Ordnung kommen.
Mein Führer, Steiner
konnte nicht genügend Kräfte für einen Angriff massieren. Der Angriff Steiner ist nicht erfolgt.
Now the Russians' Kharkiv offensive has started for a week, but this doesn't look like a major offensive yet. Russians' main goal is still not clear. We'll talk about that in detail in this video. This video covers information from May the 15th to May the 18th. There are new troops from both sides and an update on the map. The 47th Guard Tank Division is operating north of Vovchansk, along with the 138th Brigade. COD Ukraine report that there is still a tank regiment in Luhansk direction, so we're still not sure whether this whole tank division is transferred to Kharkiv or just part of it. Chechen Ahmad is here. They fought in this forest. They took this town Ohitevy and attacked south in the forest. This is a photo of them after fighting. From this photo, we didn't see any former Wagner fighters yet, but Wagner soldiers may appear in the urban fightings soon. In Lyptsi direction, there were 72 Division and 128 Brigade. Both of them belongs to the 44th Combined Army, several operational group. This is a very big fighting group, and 80% of them are still not in battle yet. For the Ukrainian side, lots of reinforcement came up. The 92nd Assault Brigade, they used to defend Kharkiv in the beginning of the war, and they engaged in the 2022 Kharkiv offensive. Actually, just in April, they are still defending Chasiv Yar. Now at least 1 or 2 battalion of them have come here for reinforcement. 57th Motorized Brigade, they have engaged in the Battle of Severodonetsk in 2022, and also the Battle of Bakhmut. 42 Brigade, this is newly formed in 2023. They used to fight around Chasiv Yar, and now they are in Kharkiv. In the east, we have 60th Brigade. They have been fighting around Kupiansk in 2023. And 63rd Mechanized Brigade. They engaged in the Battle of Bakhmut and suffered heavy casualties. I like their emblem, looks like a football team. The mighty Free Russian Legion. They used to attack Russia and claimed they will liberate Belgorod. Unfortunately, this goal become far from reach now. And Special Forces from Defense Intelligence of Ukraine. Look at their emblem. It looks like an owl plugging a sword into Russia. That is very straightforward and very aggressive. And I checked their homepage. It says Ukraine defends the world, 814 days. That is interesting to see. Most of the Ukrainian brigades, only 1 or 2 battalions arrived, so the reinforcement is not ready yet. They need to transfer more troops and build up defense lines soon. Now let's talk about the change of contact line for the past 3 days. In the west direction, Russian continue offensive, and Ukrainian have counter-offensive as well. Russian captured Hubolki around May the 13th, and on the next day they captured Lukyanzi. So the next town will be Lyptsi, which is the most important town north of Kharkiv. And from May the 15th to 16th, Russian attacked south along this riverside. We can see there are lots of houses here. And this urban area connects with Lyptsi. Russian can do urban fighting all along into Lyptsi. From Lukyanzi, the Russian continue to attack and almost reach the east side of Lyptsi. In the Zeleny direction, Ukrainian carried out a successful counter-offensive on May the 15th and recaptured Zeleny. Looks like it is 92nd Brigade of Ukrainian. They have the home court advantage. They know this place very well. You see, if the Russians continue attacking from this side, they will be able to flank Lyptsi from the east. So this is where the Ukrainians conduct the counteroffensive. In the east side, there are actually 3 directions Russians are going. Here the Russians cut right into the center of the city. We see in the north part of the city, the river cut it into a peninsula. Russians almost captured this peninsula. There are only 3 blocks away. These days, Russians continue to bomb the city. It is very likely the Ukrainians will abandon the north soon. And on the east side, the Russians attack through the fields and flank the city from the east. After the Russians capture the north of the city, they will need more troops to go across the river. The best location is not in the city, where the Ukrainians can shoot from the building. It's easier to attack from the east. For example, this Zipny is a good location. If the Russians are able to cross the river, they will be able to attack from the east. See, there is a road from east to west. Russians can attack along this road and flank Vovchansk from the east. And in the west of Vovchansk, Chechen Ahmad are attacking in the forest. On May the 15th, they already captured the villages around the forest. From this Staritsia, there is a bridge across the river. The Russians already captured the bridge. There are 4 bridges on this river. The Russians cut the first, and the second bridge is in here, Rubizhny, and the third here, Stary Saltiv, and the fourth one is in very south. If the Russians continue to push along the river, they will be able to cut Kharkiv with this area, so the Ukrainian supply will have to go through the south. Then, if the Russians attack from the east and cut this road, they will be able to surround this whole area. Or there is an alternative. Russians can go across the river to cut this road, the T2104 road. This is the main supply line for Vovchansk now. If the Russians cut the supply line here, the city will also be in danger. The Ukrainian defense lines are crumbling. Look at this dragon teeth. This is north of Kharkiv. The member of Ukrainian parliament accused the governor of Kharkiv region, claimed that the money allocated for the construction of the defense lines was simply stolen.
Das war ein Befehl! Der Angriff Steiners war ein Befehl! Die gesamte Generalität ist nichts weiter als ein Haufen niederträchtiger, treuloser Feiglinge!
Mein Führer, ich kann nicht zulassen, dass die Soldaten, die für Sie verbringen...
Nicht als Feiglinge! Verreiter, Versager! Ich hätte gut daran getan, von Jahren alle höheren Offiziere liquidieren zu lassen, wie Stalin!
This kind of defense line is not acceptable, and you cannot just accuse corruption. You need action. Ukrainians can learn from we Asian people. Look, this is a normal day for Taiwan Legislative Yuan. See, if you're not happy with something, you elected congressmen and governors should fight for it. Now even Taiwan ladies looks tougher than Ukrainian governors. So stand up and fight. To conclude, Ukrainians should have built a decent defense line in Kharkiv, not the rubbish one they have now. Without defense line, you need to sacrifice more troops to defend. Now the Ukrainian reserve is stretched from east, south to north. This is very dangerous. The Russian Sever Operational Group is not the main force, it's only volunteers. Russian main force is not there. For example, Russian 76th Airborne Division, the 7th Airborne Division, 90th Tank Division, they are not engaged in any battle now. They can be deployed to any front and attack from any direction. So the Kharkiv offensive now is only the beginning. It is a starter for summer offensive, and the main course is still on the way. This is Jason Jiang from Shenzhen, China. Thank you for watching. Subscribe my channel and see you next time.